Dr. P.K. Agarwal ji, and nearly 25 associations which are present today, along with the Bihar Chamber of Commerce, representing different walks of life, different activities which are so critical for the economy. I thank all of you all for coming here this evening and patiently hearing me out. Although P.K. Agarwal ji kept saying that you're here to hear me out, I am here to hear you out, because I think it's all right for a finance minister to come and speak and say this is what is happening in the country, this is what we'll have to do and so on, which you're hearing from everybody. You've heard Manya Pradhan Mantri ji, who was here in Bihar till this afternoon. He was here yesterday, he was here till this afternoon. All of us have heard him speak. Particularly after the announcement for Vikasit Bharat by 2047. One aspect of the blueprint is to make the states in eastern India, not the northeast. That's not to say northeast we are not attending. In specific, the 4 states in the east to become the engine of India's growth, which means Prime Minister's plan, it is to anyway develop the 4 states of the east, Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa and Bengal. But it is not just ending there. It is more to make sure that the development reaches such a stage where you will be the powerhouse, you will be the engine to pull the entire country's goal of reaching a developed India by 2047. The fact that you have 25 different activities and their representation association here shows how vibrant Bihar's economy is. But somewhere there is a pang, a kind of growth pang. That pang to expand and scale up, to grow, to have an impact across the country, something is holding it back. You're just not able to break that shell and come out of it. The vibrancy can be seen here. So the anxiety that something needs to be done to make Bihar realize its full potential is well founded. But the solution has to emerge from you all. It's very important for Bihar to identify what challenges exist. It is important for you to engage with your government, with Government of India, and to say specifically where the glitches are, which are the sectors which need that kind of an extra legislative policy or any support. Once from 2014 you're seeing healthy competitive practices among states. Every state is vying for the next investor. Every state is vying for the next investment to come for a particular set of industries. A corridor of development in particular sectors are happening. And that's not because some from the center is going and say, all right, this corridor A, B, C, D industry will be set up there. Once the local industries show the inclination, investment happens and that area gets a organic strength to go particular industries. I take the example of the defense corridors. Defense corridors were not without basis. Many DRDOs, meaning Defense Research Development Organizations, or defense-related manufacturing small units were existing in, let us say, one area, or other facilities were lying in some other area. In order to give synergy for all of them, a defense corridor, let us say in Bihar's neighboring state, Uttar Pradesh, was given. It required a lot of work from the state government. And that corridor today has drawn investment, has drawn a lot of industries which are local Uttar Pradesh industries, who are taking advantage of defense expo and also production for exporting defense equipments. In the last few years, India is exporting defense components. Today we are earning 21,000 crores within 1 year. Similar is there can always be an argument saying, oh yes, you set it up in UP and therefore UP is seeing it. We didn't set it up in Maharashtra. From Nasik downwards further till Aurangabad, there are always industrial units. In fact, Maharashtra government at that time did say, we'd like to have a defense corridor. No, but that wasn't given. But today Maharashtra leads in manufacturing of defense equipments. The corridor may exist in UP, the corridor may exist in Tamil Nadu, but Maharashtra has seen the potential of defense exports. Even artillery guns today are being manufactured there, and Indian armed forces are taking it from there. Components for aircrafts are getting manufactured there, that is being utilized by Indian armed forces. So I've just taken that as one example. Another such example, automobile components manufacturing started in some parts of India. Today, some parts are becoming automobile hubs. Similarly, mobile component manufacturers, today Apple is coming and setting up manufacturing of mobile phones in some belts, the Sri Perumbudur up to, let us say, Chennai. So, growth of industry very much depends on the local enthusiasm and the drive to have area-wise specializations. Bihar doesn't lack in that kind of a skill. Bihar's youth are all around the country. They're there everywhere. You can actually see them in industry, in agriculture, in construction, in IT. I don't think there's any one sector where you don't find people from Bihar holding absolutely critical positions. So there's no want of skills. There's no want of personnel who have that domain expertise. So what's lacking? I would want you to be sure as to how we are going to be able to impress the government here. To say in this area we can, area not geographical, domains, we can draw investment and industry. There should be that push. I know when I talk, there are always issues of GST. Somebody would get up and say, no, but in GST this is happening. I recognize that. I'm not undermining it. But GST is not only central government. Government of India has 1/3 vote power in the GST Council. The Finance Minister of India may be the chairperson, but when it comes to voting, central government has only 1/3. 2/3 of power in the GST Council is with the states. States come and speak there. States come and say, no, in my state this cannot happen. Or they say, for my state I want this happening. We need that kind of an active engagement in the GST Council from Bihar. Which industry should come here? Who's going to decide that? Who decides on which is your strength? Can somebody sitting outside decide it? No. This is one longing in me to know what is stopping people who are running the country through bureaucracy, through banks, through industry, through financial technology-driven industries, all people from Bihar. When they're running the entire country in different spheres of activity, judiciary, law practitioners, excellent brains which are from Bihar. So who's going to tell you which is the strength of Bihar? What is the challenge of Bihar? What is the challenge that you face? Why should it require somebody else to tell us? It is you who have to articulate it. And it is you who will have to come out with solutions for it. I would strongly recommend that you hold a 2-day manthan. It's no good. I will take all this representation, I will pass it on to whoever is going to prepare the July budget. After the new government comes in, Prime Minister Modi takes oath, forms his government. At that time, whenever the July budget will be prepared, sure, you can take it from me. This will be on the table of whoever prepares it. But that's not the end of the story. It's you who will have to say, for the next 15 years, what are the kind of industries which can come here? What is stopping industry from coming here? And how are you as the Chamber of Commerce talking it out with your government here in Bihar? What do industries want? And I'll say this as minister working under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. What do industries want? They want stability in government. They want policy certainty. A policy is announced, it will continue for the next 5-10 years. No flip-flop. They want a government which will listen to them. They want a government which will respond to them. And this, if Prime Minister Modi is able to do at his level, at the industry minister's level, at the finance minister's level, at sectoral minister's level, so should the state governments do. And that kind of an engagement should happen from industry as well. Engage with the industry, engage with a concerned government minister if you're talking about a particular policy. If you're talking about a particular requirement, a support, legislative support from the government. So, no one, inclusive of me, need to come and speak saying this is for Bihar, this is what should be done in Bihar, Bihar needs this. No way. It will be, if you ask me, inappropriate for me to do that. I'll rather hear it from you. What is not in here in this beautiful state? Let me ask you this way. You have rivers, perennial rivers. You have a fertile soil. You have good rainfall. You have wonderful crops. Once upon a time, Bihar was the leader for many things. What's holding you back? Let me ask you. Education in Bihar was the leader. I'm not just talking about Vikramshila and Nalanda. After that, what kinds of brains were here? Science. Great scientists came from here. What kind of statesmen were here? Whether it is our first president, Babu Rajendra Prasad. So, I'm not here to just, shift the ball to your court and say, oh, you know it all, do it. But matter of fact, it is that. Hey, look at the vibrancy. If this is the diverse set of associations talking about a particular segment each, I would strongly recommend sit for 2 full days, Tell us if you want, let us say, pharmaceutical presence in Bihar. What do you need? I see the pharma distributors here. Tell us why you can't produce generic drugs here. Why won't you have investment coming here to produce generic drugs from here? India is a maximum exporter of generic drugs. Today, Ayushman Bharat, being an emphasis of Prime Minister Modi, look at the Jan Aushadhi Kendras. Maximum business for the benefit of poor and the middle class. The cost of medicine has come down by 60% on an average. We need a lot more generic drugs to be produced here. Why wouldn't you have more generic drugs production companies in Bihar? You have abundant water, you have good lot of lands. From here to straight to Howrah, to port, or from here airlift it. Randomly I said that. So, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you answers. I'm raising equally issues that you are raising. I would want that level of involvement for Bihar from industry associations to tell us what is it that we need to do for Bihar, but that which is going to make a difference. So, I'd like to hear you. Thank you. Namaskar.